Uber drivers ask me all the time, and I thought I best do a video so I don't get kept asking. Uber drivers want to know, how do you make more money on Uber in 2026? And in my personal opinion, it is very, very simple. It is stop looking at your income and start looking at your expenses. I done a video on this the other day about choosing the best vehicle for Uber. I'll do a quick snippet and a recap on it. But if you want to go and watch that video, it is dead good. But if you already got a vehicle, just wait a minute. I'll get to the big tips at the end of the video, okay? But I wanted to showcase you and give you a few examples of the best vehicles, and then I'll finish off with some tips and tricks on how to make more money by technically reducing your expenses. Because it is very hard to make good money in 2026 on Uber. The rates are at their lowest, close to £1 a mile. So you've got a very small window to work with out that little pound a mile. And sometimes you're going to run a mile to do a mile. So it's 2 miles for £1. Do you get me? So it's all about looking at your expenses. Stop looking at your income. People go out and go, I'm going to get a big Mercedes diesel, 220 diesel Mercedes E-Class, because I want to do Uber exec because it's more money. You go and chase that more money, you will be earning less than the guy in the Prius who doesn't do Uber exec work, but he's profiting more money because you're chasing the big money and you're not looking at the bigger picture. There's no big money in Uber no more. Uber XL used to be brilliant. You could afford to have a big diesel Ford Tornado and work Uber XL in your big diesel minibuses because the rates were okay for it. Now you can't. I would not recommend a big dirty diesel minibus at all on Uber. If you do mainly airports, so say you do 70-80% airports and fill your gaps in with Uber, that's fine. But if you are a full-time Uber driver, do not get a big dirty diesel minibus. No chance. Because all your profits will go into the tank and the repairs and your wet belts and all that. Same as a V-Class. I would never in all my worldly living life get a V-Class on Uber. And you see it all the time. I promise you, they're making no money. They're driving around for nothing. It's pointless. So, quick, before I get into the tips and tricks, I want to just give you a few examples, in my personal opinion, of a good car to drive on Uber. Okay? So, between 10 and 15 grand is a good target price. You don't want a big finance. You don't want a dead cheap car. Because a dead cheap car costing 2 grand will have high running costs. If you go big finance with low running costs, you still got a big finance payment. So you want to stick around a 10, 15 grand mark and do a full electric car with home charging if you can. If you've got no option for that, then I would go super good hybrid. Quick into it, they're quick. Jaguar I-Pace, 13 grand, 2p a mile, home charged. Brilliant car. Toyota Corolla, 14 and a half grand, 2020 plate, 70 mile per gallon. Great car. Hyundai Ioniq 5, massive car, really spacious. Same again, just 14 grand, but it's 2p a mile home charge. Toyota Prius Plus. I give this example in because if you want to do a little Uber XL, get that little bit extra money, but without having the big costs of your big minibus, something like that, if your council allows that type of seating layout, I would go for something like that. 50 mile per gallon, but you can have 6 passengers in it. As an example, if you wanted to go a little bit bigger than normal Uber X, Uber XL, something like that. But not all councils allow these vehicles to carry 6 passengers. So do your flipping research. So that's it. You got to focus. Forget about your income. Focus on your expenses. And that's where you'll earn more money. As an example, I'm in my Kia e-Niro. It cost me 4 grand. It's done 340,000 miles. It cost me 2p a mile. It doesn't owe me anything. I can go out and do 500 quid on Uber if I wanted to. Yeah, and it'll cost me about 8 quid in electric and probably 20 quid in insurance. And that's it. So I'll do 500 quid and it'll cost me 30 quid. Just as an example, guys, yeah? 470 quid profit. You could go out and do £1,000 in an E-Class, spend 500, work 3 times as length as me and earn less because most of your money's going on the expenses. This is the whole idea of the video of how to make more money. He's not focused on earning more money. He's focused on spending less, so you earn more profit. Okay, so tips and tricks time, right? Before I go into it, guys, if you do need a free website, please consider using a DM site builder. If you're a taxi driver or a private hire operator and you're starting your own business, this will be perfect. But also, we're currently building this and opening this up for all trades, all businesses, everyone. Got to put the link at the bottom of the video, okay, guys? Make sure you have a little look at that for me. And also, if you do run your own airport transfer business and you're still running from like an inquiry form on your website, or and like like an expensive system that you don't need, consider booking using our DM taxi assistant. It's from £16 a month. There's a 7-day free trial. Booking form, booking portal, dispatch system. Super affordable, super cheap for the tradesman. You know, one man band, just you driving. Perfect system for you guys, okay? Now listen, I wrote me tips and tricks down, and I got ChatGPT to write it out for me. So this is what I recommend to earn more money on Uber, okay? Biggest one by far is stop running for jobs. Stop running for jobs. So it says here, don't chase a 6 to 8 pound job for a 4 or 5 mile pickup. Okay? Set yourself a mental distance. Doesn't matter what the job is. Don't go for it. Because if you're spending all your day running 3, 4, 5 miles for 5 mile jobs, people say Uber is all time based, the pricing. It's kind of correct, but your expenses will always be miles based. Running cost for your fuel, depreciation for your vehicle, higher chance of repairs, your servicing comes along quicker. Stop with the miles. I personally do. I do not accept a job that's further than 2 miles away from me. 1.5 mile. If it's a small job. If it's a little £4 job, it's got to be less than a mile away from me before I'll do it. Reduce those unpaid mileage. Reduce those running costs. And over the week, over the month, over the year, you'll feel the benefit. I promise you. I've just covered this in the cars, but let's just recap on it. Okay, lower the cost per mile of the car. Fuel and electricity is only a part of it. Work out the real cost, including energy, fuel, tyres, servicing, repairs, insurance, finance, depreciation, and cleaning. This is what I say when people go out and get, oh, I want a nice car. I want a Mercedes E-Class. If you go and get a Mercedes E-Class diesel, you've got high diesel costs, obviously decent tyres, high servicing costs, high repair costs, high insurance costs, and probably decent depreciation as well. Okay, so that type of vehicle, in my opinion, is not good for Uber. A reliable EV charged cheaply at your home could be a huge advantage, or a real good hybrid. A car saving just 10p per mile over a 40,000 mile over the year is £4 grand. £4 grand a year if you can just reduce your expenses by 10p a mile. Massive savings, guys. Now, this is one big one, and this drives me insane, okay? This, when I used to even do full-time Uber, I call them the dead hours. I'd never work the dead hours. I never would. Because I know what you're saying at the end of the week, it adds up to the end of your total, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? But you've got to look at your hourly rate. You've got to look at your hourly expenses. And you've got to maximise that as much as you can. Do you know what I mean? So if you're doing 3 hours in the morning and you're banking 20 quid an hour, and then you do 6 hours and the dead hours doing 10 quid, yes, you got 60 quid extra in your total salary, but you're on 10 quid an hour before your expenses. Do you know what I mean? So your profits are really, really bad. So use that time to either do something else, build something else, go to the gym, get healthier. Do you know what I mean? Spend time with your family, and then just maximise your working time on the busy periods, your morning rush, your afternoon rush, your evenings, your nights, your weekends. Do you know what I mean? And start maximising your per hour rate. So this is what it says. Stop working the rubbish hours. Measure profit per online hour, not driving hours. And not just Uber earnings. Rather than doing a 10-hour day because you're available, Identify 4 to 6 hours that consistently produce the best combination of demand, short pickups and minimum waiting time. Typically that commuter periods, Friday, Saturday evenings, airport peaks, events, bad weather, certain Sunday periods. But your own data is more useful than generic advice. And that is very true. That is very true. So when I was a full-time Uber driver, I used to go out at 6, finish for 9, 3 hours. Throughout the day, I'd set up other businesses, plan, evolve, do whatever I'm doing. I'd go to the gym, I'd get healthier, I'd go for a nice meal and meet up with the lads, socially, better for your mental state. And then I'll go back out at 3 p.m. and work till 6 p.m. So those 6 hours, I'd probably earn 80% compared to staying out the full 10 hours, if you get me, 6 hours, you know what I mean? And then what you can do then is smash the weekend. But just say you got kids, young kids at home or a wife at home, go home, spend the 3 hours, the 4 hours, dead hours at home with your wife and kids, and then leave them over weekend and smash the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Start working the busy periods and focusing your work time on busy periods, guys. I really do try and I'll instill that in your brain. A few other things I'd include. Don't automatically accept every trip. Very good point. Cherry picking is key. Avoid areas where you're likely to get stranded without a return fare. Learn where you can. Wait legally without burning fuel miles. Use destination directions strategically when appropriate. Don't chase surge across town because it may disappear. Never chase surge, guys. And track your pound per total mile, not just pound per hour. Now, when it says don't automatically accept every trip, guys, cherry picking is not a thing where you should be worried about. I could sit there on Uber now and put the Uber app on, and I could do 4 out of 20 jobs in a busy period because it'll just send you crap. All Uber cares about is getting the passenger picked up. That's all he cared about. If you think that you're going to be doing every job that gets sent, you're going to go on some magical high tree and you're going to earn loads of money, you're not. You're just going to burn your expenses. Cherry pick your jobs that come through. Stick to 1 mile away or 2 mile away and just go out and work. I'm not saying cherry pick the crap paying jobs because most jobs are crap paying these days. So just cherry pick jobs nearby you. I do most jobs nearby me, less than 10 miles. I don't go further than 10 miles because the rate just drops to £1 a mile. And I don't want to be going into like Wigan or Manchester or something like that where I don't like working and I've got to drive back home empty. I just bounce around where I live. I just bounce around where I live. If I get a job offer too far away, I don't accept it because I want to stay local to where I live. And then when I'm done and ready to go home, I've got less running miles, haven't I? Because I'm only 3 miles from home. I just drive home and that's me done for the day. Okay, so focus, cherry pick. So, as an example, driver A could gross £25 per hour, but he's travelled 25 miles in that hour, while driver B will only earn 22 quid an hour. So he's earned 3 quid less, but he's only drove 12 miles. So driver B could actually be making a hell of a lot more money than driver A. And that's what I'm trying to say. I know drivers doing 2 grand a week, and I know drivers doing £1,000 a week. And the driver who's doing £1,000 a week is earning more money than the 2 grand a week guy because he's being clever about it. He's got really good expenses and stuff like that. So just be very careful. It's very strategic. You got to do your math and work it out. You can't just go accept every job. Okay. So always look at these. Reduce your unpaid mileage. Accept jobs close to you as best as you can. 100% look at your car. Let me know in the comments, guys, what car you drive, and I'll let you know if it's a good or a bad one. But look at your car. It's so important, guys. And then stop working the rubbish hours. Really, really stop working the rubbish hours, guys. Stop working those dead hours. It's just the dead hours for the reason. Do you know what I mean? And also, guys, cherry pick. It's not a bad thing. Be sensible with your job choices. You really should. All right. And then the work will eventually just come and you'll still be able to make okay money. All right. And also the summer holidays is nearly over. If anyone's just started the Uber in the last few weeks, summer holidays are dreadful. So hopefully it'll be over soon. But I hope this video has just give you a little bit of insightfulness into how to earn more money on Uber. And it's actually not to earn more money on Uber. It's actually to reduce your expenses so you earn more profit. And don't forget, please share with everyone you know. Site builder if you need a free website. DM taxi assistant if you need the most affordable booking and dispatch system on the market. Both links are in the pinned comment, and share with everyone you know. And much appreciated. Thanks for all the love and support on the channels, and I'll catch you next time.